My name is Margaret. I have been coming to New City for a year and a half. I first found New City through the Acts 29 Church Plant Network. I moved to Raleigh from Durham and was looking for a new place to call home and knew that the Acts 29 Network was a reliable place to find a gospel-centered church. So I looked it up and I ended up at New City one Sunday and I never stopped coming. The thing about New City that made me want to stick around from the get-go was the same thing that overwhelmed me on the first Sunday, was that people approached me. Abby was the first person to come up and basically say, "Hey, my name is Abby. You're new. I've never seen you before. How are you? And how'd you find New City?" Swiftly after that, maybe the following Sunday, Tracy came up to me and introduced herself, and we clicked that Sunday. And I knew right then that there was people that cared about who I was and that I wasn't going to be able to fly under the radar. And as much as that scared me, that was also what I knew I needed. I'm moving in a couple months, so the thing I'm going to miss the most is the thing I've enjoyed the most, which is those one-on-one relationships. I wanted to find women that were going to provide me accountability and were going to love me well and had been in my shoes before. And I found that so quickly here that will be one of the hardest things to leave. My favorite memory of New City has been the things that have happened outside of these church walls. So the things that have extended from Sundays, those Wednesday night rehearsals with music team, my weekly studies with Tracy, going through the book of Job, just landing into people's houses to play games, all of that, I'm gonna miss it a lot. The one thing that I would want new people at New City to know is that it's a good thing to be known. In this day and age, and especially in our part of the country, it's easy to go to a church and just fly under the radar. But God made it clear to me that that was not what I needed in this season of life. For you, if you're new, that might not be what you need in this season of life. Being known is a good thing. Having accountability is a good thing. Being able to share in your sin struggles with other men or women is a good thing. Jesus continually changes my life. There wasn't this 180, I'm a different person, I don't struggle with anything anymore, I find it easy to be kind and gentle with people. That is just not the reality. I've been a believer for over half my life, but I did spend many years far from God and not really caring about who He was. Coming back to God, Jesus has given me an identity where I know I'm no longer just me. I'm defined by who He is, and I don't have to worry about the weight of my own mistakes anymore. To someone who is struggling in their faith at this moment, I would share that I've been there, and that it's an okay place to be. What I didn't realize when I was struggling with my faith and not struggling with who God was and how He moved and how He didn't move, and what He did and didn't do and who He did and didn't heal or save, I didn't realize I could just ask Him and be honest and upfront with Him. For you, if you're struggling in your faith, that God already knows that. And there's comfort in that, and there's also, that can feel scary, but the God of the universe is more than able to show you the things you need to see in order to see Him move. So my encouragement to you would be to lay that before Him and share with God, I am struggling. I do not see you. I don't feel you. I don't know where you are. I don't understand how you could do this or not do this or whatever it might be. To those here who don't feel like you deserve the grace that God gives, we don't. I have nothing that I can offer God. You have nothing you can offer God. He has everything and He can work independently of us, but He invites us into a relationship with Him and He invites us to do this life. There are no questions asked, and God's presence will never abandon you. So I hope you find peace in that. I knew that I wanted to be involved in the music team. It just like from day one, I was like, I think that's something I want to get involved in. And I had led worship in the past. Getting plugged in at New City was one of the first steps in me developing deeper relationships. Just showing up for the Sunday morning for a little bit, I think I would have been tempted to just like come, say hello, leave. But getting involved in smaller settings is part of what opens up those doors for the dinners, coming early and hanging out, setting up stages together. If you have the opportunity and if God is like putting it on your heart, like you might have a gifting in this area or you might find that fun, or hey, maybe doing that alongside that person could be a really great way for you to build a stronger relationship with a believer and that might be new for you, that might feel overwhelming, but you're like, I do love kids, so I feel like I could give in that way. I would say lean into that and talk to someone about that. I have always known what Easter was and celebrated Easter my entire life. So I grew up in the Catholic Church, and Easter was a big deal. It was a big fancy day, but I don't know that I understood the weight of what occurred in those days leading up to Easter. And now every year at Easter, I can't help but think of, there's a song that always comes to mind. I always listen to it around this time of year. And it's the wonder of the cross. The words go like, may I never lose the wonder of the cross. May I see it like the first time, standing as a sinner lost, undone by mercy and left speechless, watching wide-eyed at the cost. May I never lose the wonder of the cross. And Easter is a really great reminder every year that it was in no way this lighthearted, celebratory day. At the root, it was the biggest price paid for my life and the life of all those who call God their Father and put their lives in His hands. And I think I never want to look at the cross and think like, oh, pretty image. It's so much more than that. It's something that we should be standing in awe of, and it should undo us at what happened on that day and the price that was paid.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out this video. We upload new videos every week to help encourage you in your faith in Jesus. So be sure to subscribe to this channel so that you never miss a thing.